This video explains some of the advanced features and tools Pivot administrators can use to configure Pivot.
Please note, due to recent enhancements and local customizations made by your institution, your interface may appear slightly different than the screen images in this video. Functionality described here will still be largely the same.
In a previous training session, we discussed some basic features and tools that Pivot administrators may have access to. In this session, we'll cover more advanced tools that may apply only to a few of your institution's Pivot administrators. Probably the most important tool that your institution's primary Pivot administrators will use is creating other administrators and setting their privileges. On the Pivot Admin Accounts page, you can see who are your institution's Pivot administrators. Click Edit View Details, and you'll see the admin privileges this administrator has. All administrators have the basic admin account features, which include the ability to add saved searches and opportunities directly to researchers' track lists, view who is tracking or getting alerts for specific opportunities, and more. To assign more administrative privileges, check the boxes on the right side. For example, you can give an administrator the ability to add internal deadlines or to manage profiles. We'll discuss these tools and more in the rest of this session. Some Pivot administrators can manage your institution's user accounts. Tools here range from creating a new account to sending a reset password email. If you have the correct privilege setting, you can make a user an administrator from here. Notice here the link to Claim a Profile. Profiles are discussed in another training session, where we discuss what profiles are for and how users can claim their own profile. However, Pivot administrators can claim a profile for someone else with this link. On the Claim page, Pivot will present profiles that could match that user based on their name. You can assist the matching by searching for alternate names if they use any. Then, when you find the right one, click Claim this profile. When researchers are looking at a profile, and specifically at the abstract of a publication, you can provide them a link to the full text of the publication. To set this up, from the Admin dashboard, select Full Text Linking. Here, you need to enter the base URL of your library's OpenURL link resolver. Contact your library staff to get that base URL. You can add your institution's internal funding opportunities to Pivot so that they can be discoverable just like external funding opportunities. Give it a title, funding amount, any eligibility requirements, abstract or description, and set deadlines. Adding keywords will impact the discoverability of the opportunity and to whom it is recommended. If you're going to continue to work on it later, click Save Draft. When you are ready for it to be visible in Pivot, select this button and click Publish. Only members of your institution will be able to see this opportunity, and they can quickly find it on the Pivot homepage on the Internal section. Internal opportunities are also indicated as such on Pivot search results and can show up in recommendations and alerts. You can give your users a shortcut to search Pivot by embedding a Pivot search box on any web page for your institution. This is called a Pivot Funding Search Widget, and you have several options for customizing it. Once the preview looks the way you want it, click Create Widget. Then copy the code onto a web page at your institution, such as the home page of the research office or a departmental web page. From the Search Settings tool, you can pre-filter your users' searches to a particular activity location and to a particular citizenship and residency. However, this is just a default setting. Pivot users can deselect these filters whenever they want to conduct a wider search. There are also several ways for administrators to communicate with Pivot researchers at your institution. Announcements can be used to notify users about events or important information, such as training or help. They appear at the top of Pivot, highlighted whenever a new announcement is created. When you create one, you can provide links to other web pages, and you can set the start and expiration dates. Pivot newsletters are a great way to share funding opportunities and other information with targeted groups of users. You can choose to include curated searches or curated lists in newsletters, as well as customize the newsletter content. Newsletters can be scheduled to send on a certain day or repeat weekly or monthly. Newsletters are sent as emails and look like this, and users can click on titles to see the opportunities in Pivot. As you and other administrators create more newsletters, go to the Manage Newsletters page to keep track of them and edit them. Statistics are information on the publications and grants associated with profiles for your institution. You can see an overview or specifically look at publications or grants. From an individual chart, you can print or download the data. Some pages also allow you to drill down into sub-organizations within your institution. Finally, there are many types of reports that Pivot administrators have access to, and we'll cover them in another training session. And those are some of the advanced features and tools for Pivot administrators.